Team into Food here. How's everyone doing today? As you all know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm on a healing journey. And I'm also a believer. And while I'm on my healing journey, I am starting to see that in order to really heal properly, you have to really dig inside yourself and go into areas that you may not want to go into, areas that are uncomfortable. I know for me, my uncomfortable area was something that I thought was me. You know, I thought being negative or thinking a certain way was me. But I'm finding out that if you are, I'm coming from a narcissistic abuse survivor. If you come from those backgrounds, you will have a lot on you that really isn't you. And for me, for as long as I can remember, I've always thought negative about everything. I was saying no to everything. I thought no to everything. I never was really positive thinking when it came to life and when it came to me thinking about myself. I never thought anything good about myself. And so I'm learning that the negativeness that was in me, it kind of like drove my whole entire life. It was like the whole substance of my life. And so being negative kept putting me in negative situations, and it kept putting me around negative people. And of course, the outcome was always a negative outcome. I experimented with drugs, alcohol, and with just those things that were very negative, you know, and only because I was negative and didn't feel really good about myself. So coming from that background, we have to ask ourselves, what was it about us, or what was it that we felt that we weren't good enough, that we had to resort to wanting to cover up our true personalities? You know, I'm finding out now that I have to accept the Tracy that I am, you know, the Tracy that has always been there. And I'm also finding out that there's nothing wrong with accepting the Tracy that I am. That the Tracy that I am really is a good thing. I'm finding out that I do not have to keep looking at myself in a negative way, a negative tone. I don't have to have a negative tone coming out of my voice in regards to me. I can be positive. I can achieve positive things. I can walk in a positive way. And I can love myself, most importantly. And for many years, being a target for the narcissist, I never thought that I could love myself. I never felt good about myself. And when I thought of myself, it was just in such a negative way. And that wasn't good for my self-esteem, you know, because my self-esteem was low and everything like that. And everything around me was negative. I got negative jobs. I got negative housing, you know, negative, just everything was negative. So it all started with me, you know, of how I felt about myself. Now, going down this road and seeing that it was me, that it started with me, it was just very painful for me to see that I was actually creating the inside of me was creating the outside of me. So that's just how it is. It's like whatever's inside of us, that's what we start creating on the outside. Our outer world will be negative. You know, the relationships we embark upon, the circumstances that we keep finding ourselves in, it was all us. You know, it was all me. You know, I'm the one who created this world of mine that I thought that I was like trapped in. You know, I felt trapped in this world of it always being the same, like it's just never going to change. This is what I always was thinking when I was going through a homelessness again, or getting a job and then I don't have a job, or or getting into a relationship and then the relationship is not there no more. And so then all these years I'm thinking, oh, it's never going to change. This is my life. This is how it's going to always be. But not knowing that it has started with me. It started with me thinking that I was not positive enough, that I wasn't positive enough, that I was just negative. It all started with me. So another thing that it bought me was that I've been thinking about, it doesn't matter about your outside and how you look on the outside, or how you present yourself, on the outside, because what really matters is the inside. What is going on the inside of you? How do you feel about yourself on the inside? And if you do not feel good about yourself on the inside, and you feel just like you don't matter when you go into situations, that is going to be the creation that you create on the outside of you. And so waking up to this reality of the world that I created was my world. It was my way of thinking and looking at myself. All these many years, it was me who was thinking very low of myself. Well, when you come from a background, from a narcissist abuse background, you do not know that in life you will make so many mistakes and it's okay, and you don't know that it's okay to fail. You don't know life. You don't know what to expect of life. You don't know if you're on the right track or if you're not on the right track, because the narcissist will not tell you. Only thing that they will highlight for you is that your mistakes that you made, or what you're doing wrong, and even when you're doing wrong, they still won't correct you, because they want you to continue to wreck yourself. They want you to continue to spin out of control, and they want your life to just look like it's flawed and you don't know what you're doing. But whereas when you come up in a normal environment tell their children, when you make a mistake, it's okay. You just get back up and you'll be all right. You just keep on trying, and failing is a part of life. If you have that as a target from the narcissist, if you get that revelation, then you can understand life a little bit more better, and you can understand that, okay, I didn't make it here, I fell down, but it's okay. I'm not a failure. I'm not negative. I'm not any of these things. But when you are from that background, from a narcissist, you don't get it. So for me, all my life, when I fell down, when I made a mistake, when my life was still just negative, I just immediately beat myself down, and I kept myself down, and I kept beating myself down, and I kept thinking that I wasn't good enough, or I can't do something, or I'm not a winner, I'm a failure. I kept thinking in such a negative tone like that because of my background. I didn't know that just because you fall don't mean that you are a failure. It just simply means that you fell down and that you can get back up. I didn't know that. So when I would fail, I would stay down, beating myself down for many, many months, many years, just beating myself up, not knowing that everybody falls, everybody, fail at things. I had no idea. But that's what happens when you have that negative tone playing inside of you, that negative record playing in your mind, that negative food pot that you've been carrying around and eating on for so many years. When you keep having that negative something happening to you, you think that this is your life, this is you, this is just the way it's going to be, and I guess I'm a failure and God created a mistake. And none of those things are true. God didn't create a mistake. You're not a failure, and you're not negative. You may have had some negative things happen to you in your life. You may have had a negative beginning, but it doesn't mean that you're negative. All those things can be turned around. You can turn around that negative. You can turn it into a positive. Once you start learning the tools to life and getting what life is really all about. Life is about falling down and getting back up. It's about that. It's about not making the mark every time. It's about, not knowing. It's about, falling down and but it's about getting back up too. because you are somebody and you can get back up. So learning that on this healing journey, that being negative can be changed too. I do not have to stay negative, and you do not have to stay negative. You can start acquiring positive tools and positive ways and positive actions, and you can start putting these things in your life, and you can start having a better life, just by getting rid of all the negative stuff. Being a victim, you do not have positive things inside of you. But it's okay, because just like you have the negative things inside of you, you can get rid of the negative things and start putting the positive things inside of you. Also, you have to move away from negative people that are negative, people that are close to you. Because sometimes family members that are close to you or close friends to you will keep your mind in a negative tone. They'll keep bringing negative stuff to you, so you can keep thinking about your past and operating in your past, and they'll keep making you just talk about negative stuff. So sometimes you have to cut those people off that are close to you. You got to cut them off and tell them, look, I do not, want to talk negative. I do not want to, that's not how I want to wake up. I don't want to wake up in a negative way. I don't want my life going like that. I want to have positive things that I'm thinking about. Because one thing about the enemy, which is the devil, he will use anybody to keep your mindset in a negative way. He'll use your kids, he'll use your friends, he'll use your neighbors, he'll use your co-workers, he'll use your boss, he'll use any and everybody to keep your mind in a negative tone, thinking negative, because he know that you're on a healing journey and you're coming out. And once you start coming out, you're going to start seeing clearer, and you're going to start walking better and more differently than how you've been walking and talking in the past. And he doesn't want that. So when you start getting rid of the negative stuff, you got to get rid of it inside of you, inside your heart, inside your head, and inside your and around your environment. You have to start eliminating negative people from your life. So I hope this video has helped somebody. Positivity is the way to go. Yes, negative things happen to us in life, but we do not have to receive those negative things and start eating on them and waking up with them every day. We can release them in the universe, and we can call out the positive things in the universe, because you are not what your parents said, your grandparents said, or what they didn't say. Sometimes when parents don't say anything, that can leave a child feeling negative. But you are not none of those things. You are a very positive person. You are somebody. You have a purpose on this planet. And remember, people are waiting for you. People are waiting for you to come with your message of change. Okay, so this is Team Mentor Food. God bless you all, and be blessed.